Hey, it's Chuck Andrews with Friends of Chuck, and we got a special guest today. He doesn't really need any introduction. Dave Tyson, welcome.
Thanks, Chuck. Glad to be here.
Yeah, well, the weather's a little better here in Texas, yes?
Absolutely. I came from the snow myself up in Canada, and
Yes.
and I got used to the warmth after 6 years in California in the Silicon Valley. But the last 4 years in Wisconsin, let me tell you, I felt some cold weather.
So let's talk about your background, Dave. Tell us a little bit about your career.
Yeah, I'm one of those core security guys. I've been in security since 1983. I started in physical security and worked my way up through, your typical guards, cameras, access control, investigations, and executive protection. And after about 18 or 19 years of that, I made the move into cybersecurity in 1999, and really working at, started with the core, IBM consulting, worked into the chief security officer of the city of Vancouver, which was the
Olympics?
host city 2010 Olympic Games, which was a great experience. Yeah. Very few people get that opportunity, and it was great. I ended up in California after that, leading the global security program for eBay. And then a few years later off at PG&E, one of the largest power companies in the country. Right. So really, from there I've done some more consulting and really then ended up in Wisconsin at the CISO for SC Johnson, one of the largest family product companies out there. So, it's one of those things that I seem to come from the snow to the sun to the snow. Now I'm thinking sun's a good idea again. That's
awesome. Well, look, we know that you started a new company, CISO Insights, and we're going to talk more about that here coming up.
Great.
All right. Hey, it's Chuck, FOC. Listen, we're back with Dave Tyson. Listen, ISC West is coming up April 4th, 5th, and 6th in Las Vegas, Nevada. And yeah, about 29,000 of our colleagues are going to be showing up. Well, Dave and Chuck will be no exception. Listen, Dave would love to meet with you at ISC West. And we're going to flash up on the screen his email address so you can reach out to him and coordinate something. Dave at CISOinsights.com. Dave, talk about what you'd like, if you got an opportunity to meet with some of these people at the event. Are you going to be on the floor, or are you going to be out in the sessions? Give us a little idea of your schedule.
Well, I expect to be in both of those places. I look forward to learning, getting out there and learning from folks, and I'm going to work the floor and walk around and get to know some of the vendors I haven't seen before, because there's always new ones every single year.
Sure.
And so I would love to meet with anybody who wants to get together and network and share and talk about the problems that we all face.
Awesome. Well, get a hold of Dave at dave@CISOinsights.com. Send him an email as soon as possible. He will respond in 24 hours or less.
Absolutely.
And get a chance to get together and meet with everybody. It's always great to get together at ISC West from people from literally all over the world.
Absolutely.
Every country in the world, people are going to be there, and this is an opportunity to do so. So we'll see you at ISC West. Hey, it's Chuck Andrews, Friends of Chuck, and we are back with Dave Tyson. Dave, one of the things I saw on your website was this CISO on call at www.CISOinsights.com. So could you expand on that? Because this is like real people addressing real issues that they've already been there, done that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And if you think there's a lot of situations where you might want to have someone who's this rock star CISO who's been out there, has gained all of this knowledge, right. But you don't want to hire someone permanently. Right. But maybe you need someone for a day, a week, a month, even a year to help move the organization. So let's say you're a small organization and you just need somebody to come in and really assess where you are and give you some advice. Hey, where do I go in this direction, or where do I go in that direction? How big's the risk for me? How do I talk to my leadership team about risk? Or maybe you're a mid-sized company and you can't afford your own CISO, or maybe one's moved on that you had, and you need somebody on a temporary basis while you search. You want somebody to come in who can take your strategy, understand it, and deliver while you're waiting. And I've done that myself on many occasions. Organizations, both mid and large. Mm-hmm. And then other types are where you need a CISO to come in to augment your existing team, and somebody who can take on a key strategic project. Maybe your organization's making the march into digital technologies, manufacturing of the future, drones even, whatever it is. You need somebody who can go and understand the technology. How do I secure this? Because it's all going to be in the cloud. Maybe you don't have a lot of experience with that. So somebody who can think laterally and come up with that. How do I link this to the strategic plan? And how do I make sure my cost benefit is there, my risk is optimized with our strategy, and I know how to communicate this up to leadership.
Okay, so let's talk about ESRM, right?
Right.
New buzzword.
Absolutely.
So, but very important. Can you expand on that in respect to your new team and your organization and how that's going to play in?
Sure. ESRM is really a philosophy, a management philosophy around managing the risks at the enterprise level. So instead of into silos of physical and risk and IT and business continuity, we look at all of the risk that the organization faces. We look at all of the resources that each part is given. We look at the skill sets of the practitioners who work there, and we say, how do we then start that business conversation with leadership at an enterprise level and say, we're going to agree on how do we manage that risk, but we're going to do it with line of sight to all of the risk, so that we can optimize the spend and optimize the risk tolerance level of the organization based off of management guidance.
Okay, great. So let's talk about it. You came up with 3 bullet points of value proposition coming from your organization, different from everybody else. What do you think those 3 points would be?
Well, I think the first one is access to expertise, right? Yep. So, a lot of people will spend hours and weeks, evaluating a technological solution, a risk management solution, and when you get someone with the expertise who has been there and they've done that multiple times, they can tell you in 1 hour. And really, that's the difference. You get people in the room who've got that experience. So access to that expertise is definitely one thing. The second is, cost benefit. Right? You have somebody in the room who can make these decisions, who can listen to what the organization's done and tried in the past, understand what the business strategy is. Then they have the ability to be able to help you cut to the chase to make that good decision. Right. And then the third thing is that now that you're making really good decisions and you're optimized your spend and your risk and investment trade-off is going to be optimized. And that's coming from a high level of assurance because you've got somebody with a track record of executing across multiple verticals. And so your assurance level that you're getting the right output is going to be at the highest as it could possibly be. No one is ever going to say you're never going to get hacked. Right. You're never going to get breached. But at the end of the day, this is about minimizing the risk based off of your company's risk tolerance. So
if I were to summarize this, you correct me if I'm wrong, we're talking about what otherwise companies would spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and spend weeks and weeks analyzing. You have a real CISO who's been there, done that, who could compress that in a shorter period of time?
Absolutely. I'll give you a real example. We had a case where an organization was trying to make a decision on buying a data loss technology. And they had all kinds of expensive reports from the industry to tell them that this is the one you should buy. Right. And at the end of the day, I was able to go in there and be able to show them how that would not deliver against their long-term strategic plan. Right. That saved them $1 million bad decision. Right. And in the end, they made a different decision. It was still $1 million decision, but it was one that was going to outlast, and they wouldn't be tearing this out in 3 years. Right? It was one that was going to meet all of the risk decisions.
Right.
That's an example.
Be able to check all the boxes.
Absolutely right.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it from a real CISO. Dave really needs no introduction. He's a leader in the industry, and we're glad to have him here today. Dave, thank you for your time, and best of luck with CISOinsights.com.
Thanks, Chuck.
All right.